welcome back to Daily Transfer Update. Today we have got a game very shortly, actually, about an hour and a half from now. We are at Goodison Park in what is Freddie Ljungberg's last game as interim manager. Now, he's took over the reins from Unai Emery. It's not exactly been fantastic, but I do rate him for doing that. Listen, this team have been on the decline for well over a year since Unai Emery came in. They went on the 22-game unbeaten, and then after that, it was just a case of, right, they thought they'd made it, and they hadn't, and it just looked like they can't be bothered, a lot of these players. Now, obviously, that resulted in Unai Emery getting sacked. Freddie Ljungberg's then come in. He said that he'd help out, and fair play to Freddie Ljungberg. Listen, I rated him as a player, and I think he's done a half-decent job. A lot of this playing staff are uncoachable. They're so far up their own backsides, it's unbelievable, and I think he was always going to have a tough job. Now, Mikel Arteta is now a manager. He starts work on Sunday, and he's going to be at the game today. He's told the players that he wants to see their desire. He wants to watch their work rate, their hunger, which probably rules out Mesut Ozil and if he's asking for work rate. But there we go. He is going to be at the game, and like I said, I do rate Freddie for doing what he's done. It was a very difficult decision for him to take. He was putting his legend status on the line, essentially, because if he had lost all of them games, then a lot of people would have turned on him. A lot of people that hadn't watched him as a player have come later down the road and started supporting Arsenal due to age and stuff like that. But I do think, like I said, he's done a reasonably good job, and I hope the players give him a send-off today. The reason I wanted to start talking about Freddie Ljungberg is because he's actually linked with the job at Malmo. Now, yesterday we see Mikel Arteta's press conference, and he was asked about Freddie Ljungberg, and nobody really picked up on this. I watched it back again today, and I picked up on it. He said that Arteta himself and Freddie had addressed the group. They told him what they expected, and blah, blah, blah. He was then asked about whether he'd had a conversation with Freddie, and he said, no, we've had no conversations. Then he was asked again, and he said, oh, well, we only spoke for about 10 minutes, which tells me that this story could have some legs to it. He could be going to Malmo. It would be sad. I think he's done a fantastic job with the youth setup. The players like Smith Rowe, Willock, Saka, and others. He's done really, really well in bringing them through into first team football. He's given them a chance. He's played a lot of them, if not all of them that I've just mentioned. He's played since he's been interim manager, and I think that he fully deserves the send off today. So I hope them players don't let him down, because they've let down a lot of people over the last few years. So let's hope that they can actually have a bit of backbone today up at Goodison Park. Don't forget also, I will be doing a watch-along for the game. That watch-along will be starting at 12:15. I will be doing the starting 11 reaction as well. But the watch-along I'll be doing with Guna Eagle Eye. The link for him is in the description. So keep your eyes peeled for the watch-along. And hopefully we will be watching Arsenal coast to victory at Everton. Excuse me. Let's move on. Let's move on to Mikel Arteta. Now, Mikel Arteta is now officially the Arsenal manager, and I've listed a couple of players that I think he should get rid of and a couple that he should replace. Now, we see yesterday that Mesut Ozil and Granit Xhaka were linked with moves away. Mesut Ozil to Fenerbahce, Granit Xhaka to Hertha Berlin, and both of them were potential loan deals. Both of them did have an option to buy as well. Now, I think that both of them are two players that we should get rid of, 100%. Couldn't agree more. But they're not the two I'm going to list today. The two I'm going to list today, first one is Kolasinac. I think that guy has to go ASAP, all day long. I know he's injured right now, but the guy has not been good enough. He came in, 18 months, well, that's 2 years ago. It's probably over 2 years ago now. And he's actually done pretty much nothing since he's been here, apart from get a meme go around calling him the Tank. More like Thomas the Tank, chew effing chew. So yeah, get rid. Now the replacement I've put in for him is Max Aarons. I think Max Aarons is an absolute baller. Can play left back, right back. He's actually played centre back for Norwich at times as well. But I think he is somebody we desperately could do with. Because like I said, he can play left back or right back. Now we've got Kieran Tierney. We've got Bellerin. And if we brought Max Aarons in, let's say Tierney was out injured, you could play him left back. If Bellerin's out injured, you could play him right back. Who's to say that he's not going to get a starting berth in the team at right back? Who knows? I don't know. But that is a player we should definitely be looking at buying because he is absolutely mustard. And I don't think he'd be that expensive either, if I'm being completely honest. I think that if we got rid of Kolasinac, what would we get for him? Maybe 15 million if we're lucky, 10 million perhaps. I don't know. But I think that Max Aarons would cost around, what, mid-20s, late 20s. I think that that could be an absolute bargain because I think the kid's destined to go on for greatness. He's already shown enough at Norwich in the Championship. And then once they've been promoted, I think he's been their shining light this season. I know they've struggled. Him and Pukki have done absolutely brilliant for them this season. So for me, that is somebody we have definitely got to be looking at in January. Now the next player that I want us to get rid of is Shkodran Mustafi. Now this guy came in for £35 million. He's on 75 grand a week, and if you add that together over the length of the contract, that is over £50 million we have spent on Shkodran Mustafi. Sorry, that is an absolute scandal. Whoever sanctioned that deal should be tried for fraud and deception because he's posing as a footballer and we're paying a king's ransom to him. So for me, we have got to get rid of him ASAP as well, get him out the club in January, make sure he's gone, get him off the wage bill, send him wherever. Listen, I don't care where he goes. I wish him well. I don't think he deliberately tries to play bad, don't get me wrong. And the one thing I do rate about Mustafi, because it ain't all doom and gloom with him, the one thing I do rate about Mustafi is when he's getting all the dog's abuse, which he gets nigh on week after week. Not once has he ever come out and done stuff like Xhaka's done, where he's giving it all that. Not once has he ever done that. Not once does he take to social media and start hyping about the fans or about putting out statements and all that rubbish. He's just got on with it in a professional way. So I'll always rate him for that because it's very easy for people to snap like Xhaka did like that. But yes, he has to go for me. I think that he's never been good enough. I don't think he was worth 35 million. He definitely ain't worth that now. I'd be amazed if we got half of that for him. Other clubs were looking at him in the summer, but nobody really came in with a strong offer. He himself came out and said that there was offers on the table, but it wasn't a good enough offer for him or for the club. So he decided to stay. I do actually think he's been one of the best he's probably been our best centre-back this season. I know that it's the best of a bad bunch, but in the games I've seen him, he has probably been the best centre-back this season. Now, that don't mean he's staying. Not good enough for me. Not good enough defensively. Not good enough in the air. Not physical enough. Doesn't press enough. Not very good on the ball either. His passing accuracy is not great. His passing range is not great. So, for me, I'd get rid. Now, who do I want to replace him? I'd bring Nathan Ake. Again, it's not an expensive signing. It's Premier League proven player. I think he's done fantastic for Bournemouth. He was an ex-Chelsea player, as we know. And I've been raving about Nathan Ake for about 2 seasons now. And I remember when I first dropped his name on the video, everyone was like, "Oh, Nathan Ake, what are you talking about?" Nathan Ake. More and more people in my comment sections mention Nathan Ake. Again, proven Premier League player that, in my opinion, is better than Mustafi, is better than what we've got. Why not get him? I think he's a very quick centre-back. He's not the tallest of centre-backs. He's a very quick centre-back. He's good in the air for a small centre-back. His recovery is good. His tackling is good. He's good on the ball. He chips in with the odd goal every now and again. Why not go and get him? I think he'd be fantastic. And let's be real, it's not a million miles away to Bournemouth from Arsenal. So he ain't got to move that far either, has he? Let's be honest. In terms of transfer fee, I'd say that would be around the mid-20s, 25 million maybe. I'm not sure how long he's got left on his contract, but listen, if Arsenal going for a bid of 25 plus, he's going. It's as simple as that. Arsenal come in. Bye. Thanks to the memories at Bournemouth. But listen, leave it all in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget the watch along will be happening in about an hour actually. I probably should have pre-recorded this last night, but I just didn't have time. But listen, thanks for watching. Stick a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Until later, laters peeps.